Don't lose your way, your mind, we have to be as one, don't be afraid.
Hey guys, it's the Shades here. We're here at Metrocon 2015 here in Tampa, Florida once again. And sitting next to me now is the beautiful Erica Mendez. Erica, how are you doing today?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm doing right now. You know, you've had a lot of successes recently, so there's one question I just absolutely have to ask. What was it like playing a little blue pony kicking a giant robot's ass?
Those were
Death
Battle, right?
You talk a lot. Tag, you're it! You're not very good at this game, are you? Oh, right. It is on.
Yes.
Yeah, that was actually something really quick. They approached me, because I had done a few voice match things for a friend for Rainbow Dash before, so they approached me since I was the Rainbow Dash at the time, I guess. The closest one anyway. Now there's been like so many that are so much better, but you know, doing that for Death Battle is really cool because it's such an interesting premise. It's like just these random characters from like people's childhoods that come and kick each other's butts, you know. So I was more of when I was little, I was more of a My Little Pony fan than a Transformers fan, so it was cool getting to kick a robot's butt as a tiny little pony.
yes. That's definitely one of the more well-remembered episodes too, because it's just how weird it was for that.
Yeah.
Because you know, it's always been like video game characters and like movie characters, but then there's like.
Right.
No, more seriously though, you know, you're not exactly a newcomer, obviously, but this year's been the last year or so has been a breakout year for you. You know, you've got Kill la Kill obviously being the big hit right now on Toonami and everything like that, and you've got a role in the new Sailor Moon dub that's coming out. You know, how's that been feeling for you?
It's been crazy. I still kind of can't believe it's all happening to me because I still am an anime fan, and I'm into video games and stuff like that. So having been on the other side and now being the one that's, you know, sitting on the panels talking to a crowd of people is just insane. I still think I'm dreaming sometimes.
I can definitely imagine that. And of course, on top of that, you've also got a chance to play one of the oldest video game characters in history with Pac-Man, the new Pac-Man series.
Yeah.
How's that going for you?
Well, for me, it's just I voice matched the show. There's the show on Disney XD, and I'm the voice match for the video game, so I've only been in the 2 video games. Wish I was in Super Smash Brothers, but they didn't use the same Pac-Man, unfortunately. That would have been so cool. But just the 2 video games I did was really awesome.
Right, and then of course there's a new animated series, if I recall, as well going on with that, isn't there?
That's the one on Disney that I don't do. That's done in Canada.
I did my research and it said your name was
a lot of people make that mistake, but it's me doing a voice match of the Canadian actress that does that, who actually is a voice in My Little Pony, I think.
Oh, okay.
She's, who is she? There's that one episode where they're like with the buffalo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's Little Strongheart, I think the character's name
Okay, I think I know that.
Yeah.
My daughter watches it all the time. So
Yeah.
And this is why you're supposed to do your research, folks.
It's totally fine. People make the mistake all the time.
Understandable. Now, of course, we're here at Metrocon, you know, one of my favorite cons to go to every year. What's it like coming to these conventions, like you were talking earlier, and meeting with these fans, you know, after everything you've done?
It's pretty awesome because, like I said, I was on the other side, and I'd be the one going to autograph sessions and panels and listening to people talk about voiceover and, you know, being in shows that they're in, and being the one who's now taking that knowledge and giving it to other people is just incredible, and having people tell me that I inspire them when it's like I'm still being inspired by, you know, people that I'm guests with at these conventions, like Laura Bailey and Travis Willingham are here, and I'm such a huge fan of both of them, so it's still crazy. Like I said, it's still very surreal.
I can imagine. It's always interesting seeing both sides of the coin.
Yeah.
Now, of course, you know, even though the voice acting business is serious business, there's always those things that go wrong. Is there any funny behind-the-scenes stories that you can share with us? Anything like that?
I can't think of anything specific. I think a lot of them are just too embarrassing, and I totally, you know, forget them. But when I record, I think I get a little bit too excited sometimes about what I'm doing, so I'll talk too fast, and like I'll trip over words, or like I'll say something that doesn't make sense, or, you know, I'll switch words around. Like I think for one, there was a video game called Fairy Fencer F, where I play a fairy called Aaron. And the line itself was already kind of ridiculous. It was something like, "Hey Fang, get your hands out of your pants." And I said instead, "Hey Fang, get your hands out of my pants." which, like I said, equally is weird, but I think it's a little bit funnier. They should have kept it, I think, the way I did it, because it's, you know, this grown man, and I play, like I said, a fairy. A pink fairy is probably, like, you know, not that big, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, of course, I know if there's any upcoming projects you can't talk about, there's always those NDAs. I understand that.
Right.
But is there anything that you can talk to us about as we head towards the future?
I actually was just recently able to announce, thankfully for this, to be able to talk about this for this convention. I am Inko Amifumi in Aldnoah Zero. So that's something that's really cool. And I just had a video game come out called Operation Abyss, and I play several characters in that. I think like 9. That's the most I've ever played in one project, which is pretty crazy.
That must have been a big paycheck.
I mean, you get paid about the same amount. It's per hour. So I wish it was like that, but
I know some places do charge it by voice.
yeah, it depends.
Yeah. Well, Erica, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
And make sure you guys tune in for more awesome videos here from Metrocon 2015. I'm The Shades, and we'll see you guys next time. Rock on!